So we've never seen anything like it. The outpouring of grief, the gathering of clusters of people all over the country, and the messages of sadness, hope, and pride all in one event. The scale was like independence in 1975 all over again. Both events revolving around the nation and Michael Somare's life.
And asked him to raise the flag on behalf of the people of Papua New Guinea. Shortly after the raising of the flag, a fresh breeze blew up and the flag fluttered fully.
In 1975, the official journey began in the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium, and on the week of the 8th of March, hundreds gathered at the same venue to farewell the man who started it all. Back then, radio was king. The broadcast traveled far and wide on NBC radio, reaching people in the remotest parts of the country, many of whom still hadn't grasped the concepts of self-government and independence. Over 3 weeks this month, we saw something similar repeated. This time, social media, television and radio were central to the distribution of the house cry and funeral proceedings. In East Sepik, the provincial government distributed television dishes and screens to rural communities by helicopter. People in Angaram and the Grand Chief's own village of Murik watched the live broadcasts out of Wewak in the comforts of their own communities. The difference was that they had the ability to react in real time on social media and participate in the event. In 1975, the Papua New Guinea Defence Force led the formalities. In the lead-up, the fledgling military was doubted over its ability to remain loyal to the new government, and this was against the backdrop of instances of military takeovers in other former colonies. After one conflict, 2 overseas deployments in Vanuatu and the Solomon Islands, and Sandline, the Papua New Guinea Defence Force has remained true to its word as the country's defence organisation. But the Grand Chief's passing also exposed the glaring weaknesses in the government's lack of investment in the PNG Defence Force over 30 years. With no planes of its own in operation, the government called on Australia's military to transport the casket of the man who wrote the Papua New Guinea Defence Force into existence. On another front, the Navy vessel HMPNG ship Lucky Kamu transported vehicles and personnel needed for the parade and security in Wewak. Australia's close ties with Papua New Guinea has remained as the former colonial power. In honour of a close friend and partner, Australian flags were lowered for Sir Michael Somare. Australian MPs recounted their experiences with the former Prime Minister, and the House later stood in recognition for his contributions. As Sir Michael was laid to rest on Krea Hill, the question over how Papua New Guinea would move forward in the post-Somare era is in the minds of many. There is a lot to be done. The rebuilding and strengthening of institutions, the revisiting of the national goals and directive principles written in 1973, and to find our strength in our cultural roots.